morning, MRGC membership. I'm here with Jess. We're doing our weekly update today, Friday, June the 5th, 2020. Statewide corona cases are up to 163,000, and unfortunately, deaths and fatalities are at 11,970, pushing that 12,000 mark in New Jersey. However, things are calming down with new hospitalizations and people that are on respirators, so things are headed in the right direction, and the governor is finally making some additional moves, opening up the state. However, last night, Governor Murphy did extend the public health emergency for another 30 days, which extends all his previous executive orders. Also gives him availability of federal funds, so I think that had something to do with his decision as well. So all those orders, the stay at home, basically all that type of stuff is still in effect with other things opening, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. First and foremost, good news, on June 16th, outdoor dining is approved as of the 15th. However, the club is going to reopen on June 16th for lunch and dinner, outside venues on the Riverview patio and the Riverview terrace. And this will be by reservation, and I'll go over the details of that a little bit more for you, as well as inform you that a little later on today you'll be receiving a clubster with a lot of information on our outdoor dining and how we're going to approach that. Reservations will begin Tuesday, June the 9th for June the 16th, so we will have them 1 week in advance, and again, I'll give you some more details on that. Other new happenings here at the club as we continue to reopen and make progress. We've added Thursdays to the halfway house now, so the halfway is going to be open Thursday through Sunday. Our water coolers, we've put bottles in there on ice. We did have the tables on the 1st and 10th tee, which was working, but as the weather gets warmer, the water is obviously getting warmer as well. So the board has elected to reinstate the coolers. We ask that you reach in there, grab a single bottle for yourself, and enjoy that out there, cold water. We have another new offering in Livingston Square. It's actually on the porch outside by the range, and we're calling it the Livingston Square Cafe. This is a grab-and-go style breakfast, complimentary from the clubs. We have bagels, coffee cake, muffins, homemade muffins, coffee, decaf coffee, orange juice, and it is, as I said, in a grab-and-go scenario. The idea right now is to take it with you, grab it. We have an attendant there. She'll get you whatever, cream cheese or butter, your coffee, however you like it, and it's to take it and go. On the 15th and thereafter, that's an opportunity where you could feasibly get some breakfast, a bagel with cream cheese and a coffee, and sit down at the outside patio out there before you go out. As we all know, the 15-minute rule is still in effect, that you should not arrive prior to your tea time more than 15 minutes. So that's why this is still right now a grab-and-go scenario. And this is available to everyone at the club. We have had extensive wear on the golf course with the carts, and I know you're all aware that the carts are limited now to 2 carts per group. We're working through this scenario. We know it is a slight inconvenience to the membership at this time, especially for those who need to have a cart to play golf. But we have some other options we're working on, and give us a little bit of time, bear with us on that. Also, top of the list, the board is discussing the food and beverage minimum programs, and there is a meeting scheduled for June 11th to discuss some options with that, and we will be back to you there after that meeting and update you on that. So back to the outdoor dining, kind of good news. We're going to be starting, as I said, on Tuesday, June 16th. The New Jersey State Department of Health put out this information packet that we're all going to need to adhere to when the dining starts outside. So based on these guidelines and other executive orders and CDC guidelines, we have a program in place that we've been working on. I've mentioned it before, the past several weeks, to get everything in order to implement the outside dining. So how will that happen? I'm not going to go over everything because, as I said, this is going to be sent out to you via Clubster later on today, but I did want to touch on some of the specifics of the program. Obviously, we're going to be limited to outside dining. We will be utilizing the outside Riverview Terrace kitchen to serve outside, and we will have limited seating on the Riverview Terrace and the outside patio with a few additional tables on the lower lawn area. The Club Essentials program, which has been very effective while we were closed, that will be terminated on Friday, June the 12th. However, in its place, for those who still don't feel comfortable coming to the club, you will now be able to get to-go full dinners off of the menu. We'll also send out the menus today, the opening menus for lunch and dinner. And yes, they're a little bit limited at this time, but we're trying to do the best we can. Tables are limited per the executive order of the governor, 150. Executive Order 150, tables are limited to a maximum of 8 persons. In addition, based upon the demand, we will have limited a la carte cooked meals to go, basically on a first-come, first-call basis. And those orders will all need to be in to the club by 4 p.m. each day, with scheduled pickups from 5 to 6 p.m. We're going to institute one-way traffic once the club is open, so getting on the terrace, you go up one staircase and have to exit through another so that we maintain the 6-foot social distancing. There will be no valet service at this time. The seating tables must be 6 feet apart, and we have them set up right now where we can have them per the executive order, and that does limit what we can do, obviously. Members and staff must wear CDC-approved face coverings until seated, members until seated, and while leaving their table to go to the restroom. So if you come into the club and you cannot maintain 6-foot distancing, you must wear a CDC-approved face covering. And then at your table, obviously, you can remove it to eat. But if you get up to go to the bathrooms, and we will only have the front Riverview grill bathrooms available at this time, you must wear a face mask, and we ask that you do that. Reservations are limited to 10-minute increments so that we can space people out. Even with outdoor dining, the maximum gatherings are limited to 25 persons, so we're trying to work through that as well. 2-hour maximum time limit per table. We're trying to accommodate as many of the members as we can. So with that being said, we ask you to please be on time and be courteous to your fellow members. You will have a 2-hour time limit to enjoy, but you will not be able to go to the bar for a cocktail prior to dinner at this time. All the bar stools will be removed. You may sit at your table, obviously, and enjoy a cocktail before your meal, but there will be that 2-hour time limit so that we can get more people in. The restrooms I spoke about, and our biggest challenge is obviously going to be the weather. With outside rainy and having storms throughout the summer, this will be our biggest challenge. On days that it is raining from start to finish, that's easy. We close and we do all to-go dinners for the membership. But on the days when you're here or a shower comes through, that's going to be very challenging, and we're just going to have to deal with that. Obviously, we have the roof upstairs over the tables, which will help us, but downstairs we have no roof on the lower patio. So how will the reservations work? On June 16th, we'll be opening, so we're going to have reservations 7 days prior that you can make them. So that would begin June 9th, 4 tables on Tuesday, June 16th. All members must be given, all names of the members must be given when making dining reservations with other members. We ask that you give us all the names. Reservations may be requested. We have set up an email. This will be an email reservation system, very similar to the Tea Time system that's implemented for golf. And that will be dining@mrgc.com. And as I said, reservations can be made no sooner than 7 days in advance and no later than 5 p.m. 2 days prior to your date of request. We're going to get all the reservations in, and if the demand exceeds the supply of tables and chairs, we will implement a lottery. If you are shut out on one day, you will have first preference for the following day. Very similar to the golf system that we started originally. And thereafter, reservations with the 48 hours prior will take us one day to sift through them, do the lottery, and then 24 hours prior, the reservations will be posted on the clubster for the day. So you'll see your name and the time that you may come to the club. We request that you not arrive more than 10 minutes prior to your confirmed reservation time. And again, please be mindful that inclement weather may cancel reservations for the day, and that would mean that your reservation would be forfeited. We will already have reservations for the next day, so unfortunately you'll have to make another reservation for the following days in the week at that time. Cancellations of posted reservations must be made by emailing dining@mrgc.com 24 hours in advance. And the board has implemented a policy whereby if you do make a reservation for dining, you're confirming certain things: that you do not have the coronavirus, that anyone in your party does not have the coronavirus, and that no one in your home currently has coronavirus, so that we can protect all of us, both staff and members, at this time. So I'll get this out to you today, along with our starting menus, our opening menus for lunch and dinner that we'll be having. And as I said, they will be limited. Please understand we're trying to do the best we can out of that little kitchen that's upstairs. Our Friday dinner package tonight, as you can see, Maurice has a great 16-ounce bone-in short rib that he's featuring, along with the crab stuffed local fluke. Local fluke is in season now, and it's delicious. They're catching them out there. We also have a Zoom Italian wine dinner that's going on tonight. And for those people who signed up for that, they're going to have a great time this evening with Ryan via Zoom. And please remember our MRGC Golf Foundation. If you're inclined to donate, you may do so by sending checks directly to Mr. Andrew Kelly and or emailing Brianna at the club, and she will charge your account accordingly. It's been a great program. We've had a lot of participation in there, and again, I thank all the members, and their donations have been wonderful to help those in need at this time. So what else is going on as the governor tries to reopen the state here? Obviously, we talked about the outdoor in-person dining, in-person outdoor dining, so it's called, and expanded premises for liquor license holders. That applies to street side restaurants. What I think they're trying to do is close down some of the streets and sidewalks and allow these folks to put tables out there, and extending their liquor license so that they'll be able to serve alcoholic beverages out on the sidewalks. Non-essential retail also opening up, child daycare centers. That's all by June 15th. So the Pro Shop will resume retail. Please support Chris and the crew over there. If you need a shirt or anything, your business over there is deeply appreciated. Outdoor non-contact organized sports and hair salons will resume on June 22nd, and youth day camps can operate beginning July 6th with restrictions. Live horse racing can return without fans as early as this weekend, and the state is hoping to allow larger indoor gatherings, including those at churches and houses of worship, by June 12th. So things are happening. We're slowly opening up and getting back to some form of normalcy. But in that vein, we really ask you, the most important thing as we reopen the club, even though it's outside dining, is if you're not feeling well, please stay home, get yourself checked, and get tested and do the right thing. If you or anyone in your household has the coronavirus, please quarantine for the minimum 14-day period. That's all we ask. Great news. We're opening up. We're excited. The staff is excited to have some face-to-face contact with the membership, and we're here to serve you as best we can. We appreciate your patience in advance, It's going to be very challenging, limited seating in an outdoor setting, weather restrictions, probably more members wanting to eat at the club in any given day than we can actually provide. But again, we're going to do the best we can to supplement that with to-go meals, even for those who don't feel comfortable coming to the club. So until next week, I hope you're all well, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.